I also believe that they have to improve defensively, because even in the first half they had a lot of counters. But again, you know, it's United play very well. They show that they have a lot of potentials.
Yeah, 4-1 Liverpool, of course, on Friday night. City got 5 this weekend. Bournemouth and Sheffield United 1 apiece, 3 for Burnley against Southampton without reply. No goals at Palace. Watford, surprised that, beaten at home badly by Brighton. Villa led at Spurs for a long time, lost it 3-1. Today, no goals at Leicester. Well, there was a good goal at Leicester, but VAR ruled it out. If you haven't seen it, we'll show it to you soon. Arsenal just the 1 at Newcastle. United 4 without reply against Chelsea. Quick look at the bottom, because most haven't done a lot. I think Chelsea and West Ham have got enough.
Yeah.
It's why it's worth a look at this stage of the season, because it's an unusual table.
Yeah, and it changes quickly.
It'll settle after 6 matches, won't it? But
Yeah.
Brighton and Burnley fans will enjoy that. The 2 Manchester clubs, 1 and 2, separated simply by the 5th goal that City got at West Ham.
That there could be some problems, but I totally think that the score was very unfair, because they deserve something more.
Andy, from United's point of view, how real?
They will think very real, obviously. Chelsea, tough opponent, 4-0. Sounds like a cruise. Sounds like they were cruising all game. They weren't. How real? What is he for Manchester United? High energy performance, very much built in, dare I say it, in a Jose Mourinho style, with a lot of emphasis on counter-attack. They had the least possession by far in the game, created the fewest chances. It was very much a type of performance that Mourinho would get criticised for in his Manchester United days. They wanted to be dominant force at Old Trafford. They weren't today, but they were clinical. I mean, hugely clinical. Now, they exploited, and I agree with Jan, they exploited, I think, Chelsea's weaknesses at the back superbly well. So huge positives from an attacking point of view, huge pluses. Debutant James scores, Martial gets a goal, and Rashford gets 2. That's massive. The front players get goals, Richard, early in the season is massive. A clean sheet at Old Trafford, they only had 2 all last season. Massive. So, all in all, I think United fans, players, staff, coaches will be absolutely delighted, enjoy it, but the people who matter won't be fooled that this was a 4-0. Because Jan's also right, this flattered United.
You asked me, I'm going to be more precise to what you asked me before. A lot of positive things going forward and in the build-up, but they will have to improve a little bit more defensively, because you have to be balanced. You have to be balanced in the Premier League. It's not enough creating chances, hitting 2 posts, and then conceding so many counters, conceding so many goals. That is something that will have to be addressed and sorted it out.
Okay, well, quite sure we'll very shortly hear from both managers, Frank Lampard and, obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Harry's the centre-half on his debut, a convincing win and a clean sheet. Does he get any better than that?
No, obviously it's a great start for himself and obviously the team. We rode our luck a little bit in the first half. We give them too many chances. We were a bit sloppy on the ball, and in the second half felt like we was a lot better, much more ourselves, and controlled the game. And I think we fully deserved the 3 points in the end.
What do you think changed when you got control of the game?
Well, it's the first game of the season at Old Trafford, so I think there probably was a few nerves in the first half. I don't think we handled the ball well enough. We gave it away in dangerous areas, and they had a few chances on the counter attack where they maybe could have scored, but the second half we controlled the game a lot better. We kept the ball, we moved it nicely, and if you give it to our front 3, you've always got a chance of scoring, because they're so dangerous on the break especially. So no, it was a convincing win in the end, and a good performance, and the clean sheet's a big thing as well.
I mean, there was just 2 clean sheets here last season. Does that make it even better?
Yeah, definitely. I was reiterating on the pitch that we need to concentrate now. Even at 3 and 4, we wanted a clean sheet. We knew going into the season that there was only 2 clean sheets last year here, and we've really got to make this a fortress and make it an hard place to come and score. So it's a good start. We're not getting carried away, but we'll keep working and keep improving.
How did you find it personally?
No, I felt good. I've only had 3 or 4 days with the lads, so don't get me wrong, I'm going to get better, I'm going to improve, I'm going to get fitter. I missed a week's worth of training last week, so now I'm still trying to catch my breath. But no, it was. I felt good to play in a team with such an attacking threat, and we've got to keep the back door shut, and we've got a chance.
You also handed one of the goals when you robbed Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, obviously Tammy played today and he's an handful, but I know how to get tight to him, managed to nick that one, and like I said, the attacking players went and did the rest.
Terrific performance from United. Also, fantastic performance for you, Harry, on your debut. Man of the match.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Cheers.
Why did you miss a week's training last week? Were you on strike?
Maybe had a niggle. Yeah, they're usually on strike.
Good Shannon. He's hiding.
He did well today, though.
He did very well today.
He did very well.
He
Gave,
today. Okay. Put it all into context for us. Starting with me posing the question, did United get all of the breaks that were going from the moment that Tammy Abraham hit the post?
I believe so, yeah. He looked like it was their day because everything they had to go right for them, it went right. For Chelsea it was quite the opposite. They could have scored, but again, I think this is unfortunately the law of the game in this league, where if you don't take advantage of the breaks that you got, the other team will do.
And I do wonder, we'll never know, but I wonder what difference this might have made. They've certainly been more nervous than they were, wouldn't they, United?
Well, we don't know. 3 minutes in, United might well have gone on and won that, but it would have been a huge boost for not only Tammy Abraham, but it would have been a huge boost for Chelsea. Richard, if this is 4 inches to the right, I mean, it's past David De Gea so quickly, but it didn't. This is the incident the referee takes a lot of credit for. He allows play to go on. Clumsy from up, really clumsy.
When Rudiger's fit, he won't start, Jan, will he? Zuma?
Well, certainly Rudiger has got more experience and I think he has a better understanding with Christensen.
Yeah.
I believe that if they want to play from the back, Christensen and Rudiger will be more suitable.
He'd been my man in the match today.
Rashford?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yes.
Without a doubt. But listen, I know it's a nice one to give it to a debutant, but for me, he was the difference at the top end of the pitch where it really matters.
It's not possible to judge Maguire today, really, is it? Did he do that well?
He did okay, but listen,
not much better than okay.
There was enough opportunities for Chelsea in this game to think that they've got to defend a little bit better than this as the season goes on. They could easily have conceded a couple themselves today, easily.
Trust me, Rashford is a different class. I keep saying this, although you look me in a strange way when I say
No, not at all. We're just we're waiting. A 21, young man, plenty of years ahead of him.
He's 21. He's got so many, so much time in front of him to learn. And what he does when he's at 21,
I agree.
is not.
So is this a foul?
I think there are many occasions when you might have got a foul for that, but you didn't.
No, in this league.
No, I think you would, Jan. I think you would get a free kick for that at times, but...
So even this goal is on a break.
Yeah, another break, yeah.
There was, again, I stress it out, it was something that Chelsea will have to address quick, because in every league now, not only in this, the breaks, they are so important. You have to be always balanced. Even if you are attacking a lot of number, you have to, at the back, be organised.
And where I thought they were fairly clever, United as well, was when both fullbacks went ahead of the play like Derby's did when they had an attack on. Not every time did.
In front of the goalkeeper, he does more clinical runs, and when he has an opportunity, even shots, he doesn't miss.
They might flip it about a bit this season, Jan. I think they might alternate them a little bit, because both can play left, both can play centre. So I think he might to keep them happy. He might just alternate.
Is the difference perhaps that, as we saw in the fourth goal there, Martial is more tempted to come to the ball, and Rashford will run away from it, as we saw when he scored his second?
100%. He has, well, I said that he does more forward runs, and when he controls and he gets it for the goalkeeper, you can see he's cool. He doesn't lose panic, and he always eats a good shot. Martial, less. That's why, for me, from the side, he can be more effective.
Yeah, it depends as well. Sometimes I think Martial's reluctant to do the other stuff going back the way, more reluctant than Rashford. And it might be at times, if they're playing against teams who have attacking fullbacks, like they were today, that he feels maybe Rashford is far more willing to do that sort of work. Martial will keep him up. Whereas if they're not so worried about it, they might shift him. But Martial and Rashford are a good option to have. You know, I think Rashford's definitely quicker, I think. Although Martial's no slouch, but Rashford's definitely quicker, does love to stretch defences, there's no doubt about that. Well, and if they're going to play on the counter-attack like that, if they're going to play in transition, Manchester United...
They will.
Yeah?
They will.
Well, if they're going to play, then you need that outlet. And if you've got a Rashford going from the halfway line, like we saw there, and people like Pogba, and dropping the balls in behind like that, that's a massive threat.
Incidentally, back the way, of course, is Scottish for going backwards.
Doing defensive work.
Yes, that's right, doing defensive work.
I keep forgetting back the way.
I told you, whenever you've been home during a summer, you come back more Scottish than you left us.
True.
But anyway, we understand entirely what it is you're saying. What of Chelsea?
Chelsea, I repeat what I said. They are offensively. They are on a good point. I think they have to improve the balance of the team, because when they go forward and they commit with a lot of players like they did today, they are a little bit exposed.
So they will start Kante next time, won't they? So that's a plus. What will they do around and about then, in order to accommodate players? And Tammy Abraham, is he going to be big enough, powerful enough, mature enough to lead the line?
Maybe at the beginning it might suffer, because the difference, as I said from before, from the Championship to the Premier League is huge, and he will have to adapt. But he has a lot of energy. He's positive, and I think in the end he will get to the level that he needs to be in this. But he will have to be supported more from the others. Pedro will have to be more, offensive. Produce more offensively, and also all the others.
Do you know what I would do with him, Josh? Sorry for interrupting. No, I would do. I'm just looking at the fixtures. I think it's important you take that. And I've said to you, I think I'll leave it to the end of this month. Every team will have played 4 games by the time we go for an international break at the end of August. Okay, so I think we'll have a better idea after 4 games where teams are, how they're sitting, how they look, how the fitness levels are, whether they're bedded in yet. I think with Abraham, if he's made his mind up, today would have been a tough test for the kid. 21, Old Trafford, not easy. They've got Leicester at home, play them. Then they've got 2 games against 2 teams he played against last year and probably scored against, Norwich and Sheffield United. 1 at home, 1 away, play them. But a wonderful opportunity if he can get a couple of goals, Richard, because having played there, I know what it's like. If you get an early goal in a season, what a lift it is for a centre forward or a goal scorer. What a lift. And if they can get him on the score sheet in these next 3 games, maybe 2 or 3 goals, you just don't know, then they would go into the international break with Tammy Abraham feeling fantastic.
And I'm Olivier Giroud. I'm a World Cup winning centre forward. I can still leave the club between now and September the 2nd. If I'm not getting a football match, I want out.
Why?
No, but I believe...
Because I can go back to France, play regularly, score goals, and be more appreciated than I am as a second-string starter at Chelsea.
You've just been arguing with me all week that Gareth Bale should sit on his backside
no,
in Real
it's a
Madrid.
different argument.
No, it's not.
There's a huge...
I said go out and play. You said no. He should sit where he is, on his backside in Real Madrid and stay there and take his money. Let me explain to you what I was
saying about Gareth Bale. 1, you have to understand this is a character that plays football at the very highest level, but doesn't necessarily enjoy football. He's earning £600,000 a week at Real Madrid.
Yes.
He's got a 3-year contract that they have to fulfill.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm Gareth Bale, I want that contract paid up in full if I'm leaving. I don't see any reason why not. If he was angling to get out and he got 3 years of a contract left, we would be saying disloyal, outrageous, scandalous, misbehaving, on strike.
I wouldn't.
We would be questioning his loyalty to Real Madrid, without question. I don't think an employer can suddenly turn around to a player and say, sorry, you're out. No, I'm not.
Players do it to employers.
Yes,
they do.
I have a 3-year deal. Pay me.
Yeah, I don't mind. But you're
Then I'll go.
You're saying,
I'm not just saying I'm walking away from £600,000 away. What's that? 50 million for 3 years, and I'll take a pay cut to do it.
Gareth
No.
Bale's got more
I'm
money
sorry, I
than he can
wouldn't.
spend, Richard.
Well, we don't know that.
Oh, yes, we do.
It's only look.
You've just said he's owed 600,000 a year.
Yes, but that presumes that he's not
A week.
presumes he's not spending anything. If he's spending £550,000
No, it's
a week
not.
on
It's
different
not
things,
Gareth Bale.
it's all
Gareth's
relative,
sensible.
isn't it?
No.
We don't know.
We do know.
All I know is he's contracted for the next 3 years to play for Real Madrid.
And what I'm telling him is, as a 30-year-old player as he is, plus, don't worry about the money, Gareth, but worry about your legacy and worry about playing football for the next 4 years. Because I'll tell you what, the day he wakes up and he can't go to training, it's him and I know, and you can't play football again at the highest level, is the saddest day of your life.
When
as a
you played
footballer.
football, what was most important to you, your football or your golf?
What? That's a stupid question.
It's a fair question.
How can you say Gareth golf's more important than his football? That's a nonsense.
It's not a nonsense. Gareth would rather play golf than he would play football. He just happens to be very good at football. And that's something you have to take
And anyway,
into account.
the trouble is with your argument, Giroud's 32.
My argument is Giroud is a pure footballer, and if I'm not starting games at Chelsea
No.
behind a 21-year-old kid and I'm a World Cup winner, then
Well, sorry, you're 32 years of age. You ain't starting. You ain't starting. You'll play a couple of European ties. They played all the European ties with Jean last year.
Giroud came back late from training, from holiday with the national team. Probably.
I accept that. So you don't start today, but I've got 3 games coming up now when I would expect to start at least 2.
No,
I
I'm
wouldn't
playing
be
Tammy
surprised
Abraham.
to see him playing, for example, on Wednesday. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
he'll
be
probably play
surprised
Wednesday. Give him a game Wednesday.
to see him play.
Save Tammy Abraham for the weekend.
Well, there's much more to come yet.